Hey guys, and welcome. With Call of Duty Vanguard coming out on November the 5th and Battlefield 2042 now being delayed and now coming out on November the 19th or November the 12th for early access members, which game should you go ahead and buy? Now, of course, in the last couple of weekends and obviously this weekend ongoing at the moment, we have got the COD Vanguard beta that is currently ongoing. And of course, it is now, as of today, completely free to play for anyone that wants to jump on and give it a go. However, with the Battlefield beta, it's not the same story. With the Battlefield beta, it was supposed to be on the 6th of September. It was then delayed. Then there were rumors of it being on the 22nd of September. It's now again being delayed. And now there's rumors of it being around the 6th to the 8th of October. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. It's been moved 3 times. At this point, it's just, I just want to play the game. However, in this video, I want to go into some detail on some of the points and things and basically just summarize the 2 games in general and which one will be a better game in terms of value for money and which one you guys should go ahead and can really consider on purchasing. So there'll be timestamps in the description, guys. Go and skip to the timestamps if you wanted to listen to a certain part. But anyway, let's get into it. For me, Call of Duty is a yearly cycle, and that's one thing to remember and remind yourself of as well. Vanguard, in a year's time, is going to disappear. It's not going to be relevant anymore. No one's going to really be playing it, and it's going to go straight onto the new one and the new Warzone map. With Battlefield, though, this game is going to be around for at least the next 5 years, at the very, very least. Look at Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 1. They've all been around for at least a couple of years before the next iteration of the game has come into play. So the money you spend on Battlefield is going to be relevant for a couple of years, which again is something you should take into account when buying these types of games. With COD, yearly cycle, Battlefield every 2 to 3, maybe even 4 years at times. So again, bear that in mind. If you buy Battlefield at the start, that's $60, $70, even $100 if you buy this the highest edition. It's going to be relevant for maybe 2, 3, 4 years. Where if you buy the $100 version of COD, next year there's going to be another $100 version coming out. So yeah, $100 a year on COD or $100 for 3 to 4 years of Battlefield. Again, zombies, campaign and multiplayer along with Warzone, COD might be for you. If you want to play 3 big multiplayer experiences, follow a multiplayer storyline, which is really interesting, and of course, just be able to have a mess around in custom games, basically script your own game modes, and do whatever you want in those game modes, Battlefield might be the best one for you. So, starting off with Call of Duty Vanguard, and in the past couple of weeks, we have had, obviously, the betas for the game. Last weekend, we had one for just PlayStation. This week, we have now got one for every platform, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. The game plays absolutely amazing on PC. It's so smooth, really nice, and it's my favorite place to play the game. It's a bit rough on consoles though, that's the only problem. And the previous gen, you might as well not even bother because it's really unoptimized and not very good. Obviously, yes, it's only a beta, it's going to change, but for me, I don't think the previous gen console is going to run that well at all. There's like frame drops to 20 to 30 FPS at times. It's basically not a good place to play the game, let's put it that way. So if you can get your hands on a next gen console, or if you can play it on a PC, I would definitely recommend doing that rather than buying it on previous gen and just being really disappointed. When the game finally does release though, of course, we're going to have 3 different game modes. We're going to have a fully fledged campaign which goes in depth around 4 main characters and tells their story after World War II, and they were actually real live characters as well, so that'd be kind of interesting to find the lore about that as well. Multiplayer itself is basically a reskin of Modern Warfare 2019, so if you didn't like Modern Warfare 2019, you're probably not going to like Vanguard, and the reason why I'm saying that is because it feels exactly the same. The weapons feel the same, the time to kill is basically the same, the way that the kill streaks work is the same, the layout, the UI is the same, everything's the same. It's just a reskin of World War II. And again, the only difference for me is the way that the multiplayer feels. It feels a bit faster in ways. There's a lot less camping on the game, which for me is a really positive thing. But again, if you didn't like Modern Warfare, you're probably not going to like Vanguard. And of course, Zombies mode as well. Zombies is coming back, and it's not another World War II Zombies made by Sledgehammer. It's actually being made by Treyarch. Treyarch are taking the lead on Zombies now, I believe, throughout the entirety of the Call of Duty franchise now. So every game moving forward, Zombies-wise, will be developed by Treyarch, which, yeah, really cool, really big positive there. And yeah, if you guys wanted to expand on the storyline from Black Ops Cold War and Zombies, then of course Vanguard is going to be the game for you. However, do you really need to buy Vanguard to experience the game itself? Because of course you've got to remember, we have Warzone as well. Warzone is a free-to-play battle royale, obviously, with Call of Duty, and it's going to have a brand new map, and basically it's going to be moved over to the Vanguard engine, which is the same as Modern Warfare but basically tweaked and updated. So the game is going to be took off Modern Warfare launcher and over to the Vanguard launcher, and it's going to basically basically play in-engine on Vanguard rather than on Modern Warfare. So you can have an up-to-date Vanguard engine with Warzone, and it's going to play identical to what Vanguard is going to play. So do you really need to pay $60-70 for Vanguard when you can just play Warzone? I mean, it depends on if you like the 6v6 experience or if you like the Battle Royale experience, obviously. But obviously the only reason why typically people would buy Vanguard is to rank up the weapons for Warzone. But again, it's completely down to your preference. But yeah, Warzone is obviously another edition as well, which is going to be around this year and with a brand new map, loads of new seasons and things like that. It's going to be good. But the only problem is skill-based matchmaking is going to ruin it. And as always, it does. I haven't played Warzone in a year from this point, so it says a lot about the state of the game itself. But yeah, I think with Vanguard, I would only really recommend buying it if, one, you're going to make multiplayer content, two, if you wanted to experience the campaign or zombies, or three, if you just play multiplayer and hate Battle Royale. I wouldn't really recommend buying the game just to rank guns up. I mean, for me, it's a waste of $60-70 just to do that and go and play Warzone for the year. You literally might as well use them in-game, and it's entirely up to you, your preference. But for me, Vanguard itself is only good if you enjoy the multiplayer. If you are not enjoying the multiplayer and you don't mind getting shit on by people and sweats every 5 seconds in a multiplayer game, then it's for you. But if not, then I would stick to Warzone, to be honest. And obviously, if you don't play multiplayer and you just want to play campaign and zombies, then of course the game will be for you, because it's the next iteration in the Cold War stories zombie line. So it'd be interesting to obviously play and find out more about that. Now, moving on to Battlefield 2042. Obviously, we've had 3 beta dates. All of them have been essentially wrong and moved because of obviously internal issues. The game has been delayed itself due to internal issues. A lot of the rumors around it were to do with things like tessellation and different optimization things that were not running correctly. But isn't that what a beta's for? To sort of test this, get feedback from the community on things that should be optimized more. Similar to what Call of Duty did. They've done a lot of tweaks in the first day of the beta being out, and the second day of it being out, a lot of those issues were corrected. And surely that's what a beta's for, right? But obviously they've felt the need to move the beta as well as the release of the game, which gets me a bit concerned about the state of the game itself. How many bugs are there in this game? How does the game look? Should we be concerned about the game? I'm pretty concerned about the state of the game, and an extra month of development may not be enough time to really refine the game. They did the exact same thing with Battlefield 5. They delayed the game an extra month and they just worked on it. But even then, when it released, it was still in a really bad state, to be honest. So I don't know, man. I really hope that they do sort it. But with Battlefield, the beta apparently coming out on the 6th to the 8th of October, I think it'll be a good opportunity for us to play the game and see exactly how it feels. Now, with all the leaked gameplay, which I'll put in the link in the description for you guys to go and check that out if you want to see Battlefield gameplay, it looks rough, man. Really, really rough. And the animations aren't there. It glitches a lot. The map glitches. And the gunplay looks good. I'll give it that. The game itself looks good. But I don't know, man. It looks rough. There's a lot wrong with the game. What do we get with Battlefield 2042, though? And this is, again, one of the main things you need to take into consideration before you buy the game. So, obviously, we get 3 main game modes. We get All-Out Warfare, which is essentially what we have in previous Battlefields. So, Conquest, TDM, Domination, Rush, those sorts of things. We then have Hazard Zone, which is essentially an Escape from Tarkov kind of game, whereby you spawn into a map and you go to the extraction zone with like loot that you found in game and stuff like that. You get to keep the loot, or if you die with it, you die with all the loot, stuff like that. It's essentially Escape from Tarkov, but in Battlefield and doing it the Battlefield way. So it sounds really cool. And Battlefield Portal, which is essentially a big game mode with loads of previous Battlefield games. So we've got Battlefield 1942, we've got Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, stuff like that, all in one game mode, all of the assets from those games into one, and we can essentially script different game modes, custom games and stuff like that, which would be really cool for custom games and messing around and having a good time. There's no campaign in Battlefield 2042, and you need to make that clear as well. In Battlefield 2042, the actual storyline or the lore of the game will take place through Hazard Zone, so everything in Hazard Zone will be basically Hazard Zone will be the campaign of the game, if you will. So have a storyline in the background, but it's not mandatory to follow that storyline. You can follow it if you want to. If not, you don't have to. You can just play Hazard Zone. It's entirely up to you what you want to do with that. But that's basically what we get with Battlefield 2042, and the game is full price, bearing in mind we pay $60-70, and then you pay $80 and then $100 for the special editions of the game as well. So again, you need to make a choice as to what you want to buy and what you want to do. If you buy the 2 special editions of the game, you get the game actually a week early, so you get it on the 12th of November rather than the 19th of November. So again, a bit of an incentive to buy the special edition. Of course, that's what I'm going to be buying, to play it literally day 1 or day -7 or whatever it will be. But that's what I want to do, and obviously it's up to you guys and what you want to do with that. But yeah, no campaign, no zombies, only those 3 game modes as of now that we're going to get within Battlefield. And of course, it's going to be a live service with battle passes, different store bundles, stuff like that as well. So if you don't want to buy a game without a campaign, you want to enjoy a set storyline, not have to basically run into people within multiplayer in order to try and get past that story, then I'd probably say Call of Duty is the game you should be looking at. But But if you wanted a live service game with 3 multiplayer experiences that are going to be completely separate and that are just going to be, I think they're going to be very, very good, then Battlefield might be the game for you. Hazard Zone itself, I think, is apparently, there's going to be a free-to-play element within Battlefield 2042, and I feel like Hazard Zone is going to be that free-to-play element. So, essentially, as I mentioned earlier on, an Escape from Tarkov type-esque game that you can jump into in Hazard Zone and play the Battlefield way, which I think is just, it just sounds amazing to me. And yeah, I feel like that is going to really take off if it does go free-to-play. If it doesn't, I don't think it's going to get as much traction as it did. Same with like Firestorm in Battlefield 5. I don't think that got the love it really should have had because of, again, the poor loot system, and of course because it was stuck behind a paywall for the game itself. So again, I really feel like the game needs to go free to play with Hazard Zone, and then the other 2 game modes can be a part of the premium title. But again, I don't know, none of this has been confirmed yet, and we haven't even seen anything about these 3 game modes yet, really. So again, a bit concerning to me there, but yeah, they're the 3 modes you would get with Battlefield. Now overall, which one should you buy? What game should we buy when they come out? As I said, now you've got to remember that Battlefield now doesn't come out on the 15th of October. It's been moved forward 2 months to the 12th of November for early access, of course. So you need to consider what you want to buy, because those games are going to be coming very, very close together. You've also got Halo that comes out on the December the 8th as well, so that's also one to think about if you are thinking of buying Halo. Obviously, COD comes out on the 5th of September, and Battlefield comes out for early access 10 days later. What are you guys thinking of buying? Let me know, guys, what you think down below in the comments. I'd be really interested to know. As I said, it was just a summary of the both games to see exactly what you think would be the best thing to buy, and I hope this has helped you obviously swayed your decision towards one of the other games. For me, as I mentioned, I'll be getting both, and I think a lot of other people will also be getting both, because again, 2 massive AAA titles coming out within 10 days of each other, which, to be honest, is never really been done too much before. So I'd be very, very interested to know exactly what you want to buy, and yeah, what you're gonna be playing this year. So guys, let me know in the comments down below. Drop a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are brand new, get involved with the channel, be much appreciated, and yeah, have a good day, guys, and we'll see you all in the next one.